Hello, my friend. My name is Joshua Mugabi. I welcome you to Plant Structures Part 4. Bingo. Without wasting any of our time, let's go directly to our quiz. Root that has undergone changes in structure in order to adapt to its environment, store food and survive adverse conditions. For example, root tuber. A. Cotyledon. B. Modified root. C. Petiole. D. Herbaceous. And the answer is B. Modified root. The stalk or stem of a leaf supporting the leaf blade. A. Cotyledon. B. Modified root. C. Petioles. D. Herbaceous. And the answer is C. Petioles. Refers to a plant that does not develop persistent wooded tissue, that is the xylem, i.e. has an unwooded stem. Aerial parts of these plants usually die in winter. A. Cotyledon. B. Modified root. C. Petiole. D. Herbaceous. And the answer is D. Herbaceous. A seed leaf, i.e. the first leaf that develops in the embryo. It is a food store. A. Cotyledon. B. Modified root. C. Petioles. D. Herbaceous. And the answer is A. Cotyledon. To any plant that does not have vascular tissue, the xylem. For example, moss. A. Non-vascular. B. Dixon and Jolly. B. C. Lignin. D. Lateral roots. And the answer is A. Non-vascular. Roots arising from the side and growing horizontally away from the main vertical tap root. A. Non-vascular. B. Dixon and Joly. C. Lignin. D. Lateral roots. And the answer is D. Lateral roots. Who put forward the most acceptable theory of water movement through a plant based on cohesive forces of water, that is, the force of attraction between water molecules is great enough to maintain a continuous column of water? A. Non-vascular. B. Dixon and Joly. B. C. Lignin. D. Lateral roots. And the answer is B. Dixon and Joly. strengthening material found impregnated in cellular cell walls of wounded tissue. A. Non-vascular. B. Dixon and Joly. C. Lignin. D. Lateral roots. And the answer is C. Lignin. The part of a stem between two nodes. A. Monocotyledonous. B. Mesophyll. C. Parallelovenation. D. Internode. And the answer is D. Internode. Refers to plants that are herbaceous, have embryo/seed with one seed leaf, flower parts in units of 3, leaves with parallel veins and a stem with scattered vesicular bundles, and fibrous roots. For example, grasses. A. Monocotyledons. B. Mesophyll. C. Parallelovenation. D. Internode. And the answer is A. Monocotyledon. Layer of loosely packed chlorophyll containing cells in the lower half of leaf, above the lower epidermis. A. Monocotyledonous. B. Mesophyll. C. Parallelovenation. D. Internode. And the answer is B. Mesophyll. A system of veins in a leaf where the veins run in parallel lines and are all more or less the same length, typical to monocotyledonous plants. A. Monocotyledonous. B. Mesophyll. C. Parallelovenation. D. Internode. And the answer is C. Parallelovenation. Plant that shades its leaves and has a period of dormancy annually. For example, oak, ash, etc. A. Deciduous. B. Leaf. C. Free water. D. Netted venation. And the answer is A. Deciduous. Water in the soil that can be absorbed into roots by the plants by osmosis. Due to adhesive force of water molecules, some soil water is not available. That is, the root hairs cannot exert enough osmotic pressure to pull the water off the soil particles. A. Deciduous. B. Leaf. C. Free water. D. Netted ventilation. And the answer is C. Free water. Outgrowth from stem which functions in photosynthesis, transpiration and respiration. Size can vary from large and flat to needle-like. A. Deciduous. B. Leaf. C. Free water. D. Netted Venetian. And the answer is B. Leaf. An interlacing complex system of veins in a leaf, typical to dicotyledonous leaf. A. Deciduous. B. Leaf. C. Free water. D. Netted Venetian. And the answer is D. Netted Venetian. Long, relatively narrow, dead cells containing lignin for support, tapered at both ends, pits in the wall to allow sideways movement from cell to cell of water and minerals. A. Suckers. B. Xylem trachate. C. Mesosphere. D. Receptacle. And the answer is B. Xylem trachates. Hello friends, thank you very much for participating in Plant Structures Part 4. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. I'm Joshua Mugabi. Bye-bye for now.